Hey, all you Warhammer players, and welcome to the yard. Today, you have with you, of course, your host, Jeremy, all day 40K Nakano, and with me, as always,
it's Joey, Beddingfield Painting over on Instagram.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Joey. You can find me, of course, over on TikTok as well. And we are coming off of Tacoma, which was a very exciting event that we got to prepare for. We'll go through our games today. But before we do that, we always like to do a little bit of housekeeping, which is going to be getting into the new stuff that's come out, because we haven't done any hobbying because we spent the last 4 days playing Warhammer. We're going to be talking about the new stuff that has hit the wall. And the most exciting of the group is, of course, Votann. Now, let me go ahead and bring up Votann here so we can kind of just walk through all the very new cool stuff.
By most exciting, you mean the choice with the most things.
Yes. Here we go. So let's get into it. Let's just kind of talk about these awesome models that they dropped. We have first Burry Agnerson, something like that. Agnerson. Anyway, he's got what I consider to be one of the coolest glaives in the game.
It's definitely yes. I'm a huge, like, admittedly simp for glaives. They're the best, and like, just IPs don't use them enough. So this is super cool.
Yeah, this one in particular is badass. He's got his little, like, his Tyranid backpack cloak going on, and this is very cool.
Appears, correct me, internet, if I'm wrong, looks like a Tyranid Prime. Looks like the head of a Warrior Prime.
Seems like it. I hope for them, for more than anything else, is that he has some kind of anti-monster keyword in there, because that is something they're lacking on a very considerable level.
Yes, very much so.
But the next model is the Arcanist Evaluator, who, this is a fun little guy. He's got this, like, kooky Eggman from Sonic look for a head.
Yep, little Eggman going on.
Yep, little Eggman. Of course, you can switch it out with this even goofier space helmet.
No, we don't need that.
Spectacularly weird. What do you think of this model?
It's man, it's so strange, honestly. I do like the, like, mad scientist kind of sci-fi space thing that they're going with here. Like, especially, you've got the Eggman head, and then he's got this weird, like, lightning gun, and if you look, you can see what appears to be, like, kind of like a armored apron thing under his gun there. So, like, that's cool. I'm not sure how I feel about is it a shield on that gun? That's
the front
strange.
half there.
Yeah, the front half of it is a little odd.
Yeah, a little bit.
And I mean, the helmet is horrendous, but other than that, it's great.
Yeah, what I really like about it is this little, like, ammo bag thing that goes from backpack to gun. That is wholly unique to anything in 40K, and I like that. So this little guy right here, the way this looks specifically, how it's sleeved.
Okay, yeah, because it looks like it's sleeved in, like, I don't know, a cloth or something, and
yeah, like kind of like a braided cable that on your computer, right?
Okay.
So that's what I think is cool about it. I kind of hate that Votann just keep getting dude with gun. And I mean, I'm a Space Marine player, so, like, I feel bad for all the people who get that same treatment.
They're getting dude with glaive.
They get dude with glaive, dude with gun, dude with different gun, but at least it's different enough. Now, for the sauce, the Memnir Strategist.
The Memnir?
The Memnir. Yes. You know what I'm really excited to see is all of the awful painting for this little screen, and how many, like, how it's gonna look. Like, people are gonna screw that up.
Yes.
So we'll see and then you're gonna see someone do it just like this. You're gonna be like, oh
yeah, somebody will do it just like that. If somebody doesn't do, like, a cover to something for dummies, then I think we've got a huge loss as a community.
Yep.
So somebody has to do a for dummies cover on that. tablet.
Absolutely. Now, well, I really like this guy. I think he has a very cool look. Just realized he's got little dick hands.
He does have little dick hands. Yeah,
Yeah, that's his dick holding that tablet. So
it sure is.
that's a cool opposable thing he's got going on. Good for him. It's
Yep.
almost a nightmare
In
now that I think about it.
Soviet Votan, dick hold you.
Now the real question about this is, what is his rule? Is he a deny 12, or do you think he's a CP gen?
Well, this says that he allows you down under this. It allows you to fire Overwatch or make a heroic intervention for free every battle round, or gain and spend yield points.
Oh,
which is
maybe
interesting.
not do either of those things. And
So free Overwatch, if it names Overwatch, and then Votan can Overwatch twice, it's interesting.
Yeah, that is fascinating. Well, I guess I hope for Votan's sake he gets to lead the Thunder Buddies, you know?
Oh, man.
Yeah, I guess we'll see.
I would assume he does.
Yep. All right. We have Iron King
right.
Steeljacks, which is their new battle line, or their next battle line unit.
It's their answer to Sekatar robots.
Yeah, it just looks like dudes, slightly better infantry, so it's going to be like a what I assume to be like the heavy intercessor equivalent almost.
Yeah, I think there'll be 3 or 4 wounds probably.
Yeah, if not 3 or 4 wounds, just an actual like melee unit. But I would rather them just have an elite infantry option.
They definitely don't look like a melee unit.
Well, he's got a sword. Look, a sword.
All their sergeants have swords.
Shh, it's fine. Don't worry about it. I think my favorite comment on these over the weekend was that they look like they've got Space Marine legs.
Yes, they definitely do. Yeah,
legs.
You took they have Phobos legs with especially the dude in the middle. He has a Phobos leg with just a Votan rune on his left leg, on his left thigh.
So think about it like this, guys. You could take probably some like old bits of both Votan and Space Marines and just make your own converted Ironkin Steeljacks.
Definitely.
I really like their guns though.
Their guns are sick. Those are just big ass Volkites. Those are cool.
Yeah. I'm excited to see it's probably going to be super underwhelming, but I'm excited to see what they can do.
Ooh, that's a power fist.
Yeah, they're straight up Space Marines. I'm pretty sure they're just intercessors.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have the Chthonian Earthshakers, which is perhaps the coolest way to do indirect in the game.
It
shoot the gun underground.
It shoot underground. Which they had that already, right? With your berserkers can take the mole launcher, but it didn't really visibly. It didn't read that that's what it was actually doing.
Yeah, not even a little bit.
This one very clearly does. Honestly, I love this kit. It looks really cool.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan. It's got another cool little screen that nobody's going to paint correctly. And just the details are phenomenal.
Because I assume that the rocks that are that it's drilling into are going to be sculpted.
Yeah.
It's giving me Star Wars moisture evaporator vibes, which is pretty sick.
Oh, yes, it's got all those nicely rounded edges. Yep. Yes.
I really like it.
Yeah, and you have the different options. Oh, it's so cool. I'm a huge fan of this. It's probably going to be terrible and overexpensive, way too expensive, but
who knows? But
cool.
They have the little drills coming out of the ground, so maybe it's like a biovore thing. It doesn't have to shoot you; it can just put a thing out.
Maybe. We'll see. I mean, I hope it's interesting. That's all I hope. It's a cool mechanical thing.
I will go further and hope that it's playable.
Yes. Although any indirect that's playable is not good indirect.
It's terrifying, but that's okay.
And let's move on to the Capricus, which is, in my opinion, the Rhino. It can only transport one kind of unit, which is a Jaeger.
Sure.
Rhinos can only carry one kind of Marine, which is no keyword Marines. You can have an array of different guns on top of it. Cool. Rhinos, for the most part, can too, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, the tugboat.
Yeah.
How do we feel about it?
My first, man, I honestly, even looking at it again, I can't change what I said when we were talking about it over lunch in Tacoma. It's people, read as much sarcasm as you think is here. People loved the Space Marines Mario Kart so much that they had to give one to Votan too.
Yeah. Yep.
I hate it. To me, like, I understand that it reads very different, it looks very different, it does look very Votan.
Hmm.
Their bikes already have 3 grab thrusters, so we just
That's
added
true.
an extra grab thruster. So they took a Sagittar, they cut
Yep.
off the top of it, and
Yep.
they gave it 4 grab thrusters. It's to me, it's boring.
It is a bit boring. But if there's anything I truly appreciate about the Votan stuff, it's this hood piece.
I do like that.
Yeah.
Also, is this a? I mean, we don't know, but is this going to be a transport that has infiltrate? Because otherwise, why the hell would I put my Jaegers in it?
Yeah, that's a really good question. My thought is that either the transport gets infiltrate or Jaegers get
Oh,
scout.
it says it. Well, it says a 5 berth, so you can combat squad your Jaegers.
Yes.
Sure.
So maybe Jaegers get scout on top of infiltrate,
Yeah.
which would
Oh
be
well, it's
totally fine.
also it's you can build it as a defender or a carrier. So it's a gunboat, another gunboat, or it's a transport.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I don't know.
I
It
don't
feels
know either.
very, very mid to me.
It looks and sounds mid. I think it's fun for the most part. But yeah, I don't. I so the thing I'm missing the most about Votan in general, is let me stop the share for a second here. It's mostly the fact that they didn't get a dreadnought or like a
Mm-mm.
dedicated tank.
Mm-mm.
They didn't get any real vehicles, which is like what the army is missing. Like
It
here's
is.
another goofy transport. Cool.
They also didn't get what I wanted them to get, which is a jump unit.
Also that, yeah, and I think that's
Which
what I heard the most.
at this point from GW has got to just be spite because there is a jump pack dude in the kill team. So that we know that they know how they want it to look in design. They just won't give it to us in the game with 40K.
Yeah, it's irresponsible. It's likely going to be its own kill team is going to be my assumption, and they just want to push it out as its own release. Blah 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 blah. So I guess we'll see. But I
You
really like my vision for a dreadnought for them is like imagine like a steel ball with like an armored a bit of armor around it with like
There's a game for
slopey
that.
legs and stuff. Like how cool would that be? That's what I want.
There's a game for that. So it's literally it's BioShock. I want BioShock in Votan colors.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. Let's just do that. Um, yeah, but you know what? They're getting a codex. That's awesome. They're already good right now. You can assume that the codex is likely going to give them at least better playable options. My hope is that they maintain this whole uh, really positive change to releasing codexes that aren't crazy busted, as long as the points aren't out of control. So,
So we'll
okay,
see. We'll see. New data sheets is always good. So hopefully, whatever they're getting 7 or 8 data sheets.
yeah,
So
something like that.
hopefully, 4 of those are playable and they get to shake things up a little bit.
Yeah. I just hope that I get to see more than the same list over and over and over
Yeah.
again. All right. Let's move into the next bit, which we're going to get into the new Space Marine characters, which is also super exciting. So, this is a bit, more in my wheelhouse. But
This one is very exciting though. I really like this guy.
yes, new Vulcan. Oh my goodness, look at him. Look at him in
Mm,
all of his glory.
mm,
Oh, it's
mm.
so
I
good.
will say, this is one of the weird things, and I was talking to some of the guys out here about it. If you like zoom in on his unhelmeted face, that is the angriest Space Marine face I think we may have ever seen. He's so
Awesome.
mad,
Yeah.
and it's a little strange. And I know you like this is a lore thing, like obviously Space Marines are supposed to be good guys. That's the whole point. But like salamanders are like the
The good goods, right?
the good guys, like the personality good guys.
Yeah.
So like, why is he so mad?
Maybe he's happy to murder things that kill
That's
good
quite possible.
things.
That is
Yeah.
quite possible. I am excited. This is a very, very cool model. And it does in the little description down there. It says that he improves flame and melta guns, which was not what he did before. So that is good.
Yeah. Yeah, likely a very needed buff to playing salamanders for all those salamanders players out there. They are the
Mhm.
most dedicated Space Marines that I can think of. Space Marine players. And now we have Darneth Lysander, who I am very excited for, having been initially an Imperial Fist player, and having my own like version that I've made of him already out of a Terminator Captain. Obviously, he's back onto a 40. Good for him. And I mean, it's a boring model. It's not super exciting in any sense of the
What are
word.
you
It's
gonna
a
do?
Terminator.
It's an upscaled Terminator. Like, how far are you really gonna go? His shield is cool. He has a different hammer.
Yep, and he's got the classic Imperial Fist dick skirt. So,
Yeah.
like,
Except his is bigger.
yeah, huge. And his little his little crown thing is also very dope. No longer a laurel or a wreath or
Mhm.
whatever. Um, this is a wonderful change to this model. His cloak looks really fun to paint.
Yeah.
So I'm
We've talked
excited
about
for this
my
model.
enjoyment of painting pre-sculpted cloaks. So,
It's just
yeah,
joy.
that one is great.
Yeah, very excited about this. And then comes what I think might be the best of these models.
I'm
Holy
so
crap!
mad. I'm so mad.
What you mad about?
I'm so mad. It's more lore. I'm so
Oh,
mad. It's more.
what is to be mad
So,
about? Look how cool he is.
no. The model is incredible. This very well is more than likely, I think, yeah, this is my favorite Space Marine model I've seen.
Like ever, right?
This is gorgeous. Like,
Yeah,
I will buy this. I will paint this.
yeah.
This guy is phenomenal.
His
Uh,
arms are so cool.
it's upsetting because I liked Shrike as a character,
Are they
and this is
replacing
not.
Shrike with this guy?
Yes, if you so Athon Sean is the current chapter master of the Raven Guard, and we know what you're thinking. Wait, shouldn't that be Kayvon Strike? Kayvon Shrike isn't Sean his first captain. Well, Shrike has believed for a while that Raven Guard required a more balanced exemplar of their shadowy Primarch's techniques, and it speaks to Shrike's own strength of character that he would willingly step aside.
Well, he's still going to be available to play with.
He will be. It's well, maybe,
I mean, they're not going to remove him. That model's way too new and way too cool.
maybe.
You would. I can't imagine they would do that. That would be crazy. They already only had the one character.
It would be strange. Yeah, maybe they don't remove him, but good God, this model's incredible.
Yeah, it is so dope. So, I can't wait to build and paint that guy. He's very cool.
Yeah, I love those
The
ribbons.
hands.
The ribbons, dude. The ribbons are killing
Yeah.
me.
Oh, the ribbons are so good. Like, and then these little machine gun birds.
Mm-hmm. His little machine gun birds and his little more Star Wars references. His little Geonosian rock he's standing
Yeah.
on.
Oh, it's so good.
My
But
God,
really, it's this. This is so unique to the game. This
I do
claw.
like that they were like that. They finally said, "Hey, let's put lightning claws on a separate sheet of armor."
Yeah, and not just Terminators.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one. All right, let's get to Kanakvar, who has, I think, stolen the show as far as weapon options. Like even these like hands are the lightning claws are very cool, but this beat stick is so sick.
Yeah, the like Uni Demon Maul is pretty sick.
Yeah, it is very very cool. He's got extra little things floating around him. I forget what they're
Mhm.
called.
Servo skulls?
Servo skulls. That's what I was going to call them droids for a second because we've been very Star Wars adjacent this whole time.
Hey, that's not my fault.
Yeah, he's
That's GW. What are we doing?
we got Terminator action going on.
Yeah,
So it's
I
really
will say
cool.
he
That,
is.
yeah.
It's strange because he is in a significantly more boring position than Lysander is,
Yes.
but I think he's a way cooler model overall.
There's just more to him.
Yeah, it's the little
Like,
things, really.
yeah, it's a bunch of little stuff
If you
like this.
really look at it, yeah,
Oh,
that's there.
that knee bit.
His skirt is very different.
Yes.
His like upper thigh armor, if you look at it, is two sections.
Yes.
His toes are square.
Which is very
I
unique.
really like that. And then his torso is completely different than any Terminator that exists.
I think this is the Torgaradon torso.
No. From
The chest. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this screams so unique. Like this little middle like grid.
nothing There's nothing normal.
It's very cool.
I really like that. And he's got a bunch of wires coming out of his back, which is nice.
Yeah, I'm curious about his head options because I'm not the biggest fan of this, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, it's half a helmet and iron, right?
Yeah, and it makes sense from my understanding. So
yes, it does. Yep.
I mean, I can't wait to build and get them out. So we'll see.
Yeah. We're making our way to my second favorite.
Oh yeah, I love this. I love this.
Lord.
This is so number one, Glaive.
Glaive. Done.
Already awesome.
Next.
Number two,
Good.
trophies. We got trophies. Trophies dangling on his bike.
Bro, we have like Drukari level trophies if you really zoom in and look at those fucking things. They're wild.
Yeah, we got a little Drukari, we got a little whatever this is.
I think it's a human.
It might be a human. I mean, it might be like a bit of a gene stealer. This bike is something I am so enthralled with. I love the gun poking out of the nose. I love this bumper. I love a vent. Yep. Already established how much I love vents.
Vent, very cool.
And then grab
the brush guard, very cool. And it says it's an Onslaught Gatling cannon.
Oh, we do dev wounds. Let's go.
Ugh, come on.
Yeah, this is so fucking cool.
Love him because I had heard, and I think it's important. I'll point it out really quick. All of these releases, unlike any other GW Open that I've been to, this preview happened during round 1, so we didn't see it.
Huh? That's right. Yeah, while we were playing, they were talking about this. And then we all get out of game, go to lunch. It's like, wait, what?
The only thing that I heard, oh, Khan on bike is back. And I was like, that's already exciting. That's really cool. I'm really glad they did that. And then it's a 100% unique bike that nobody else is having. This is him. It's that character. It's for the White Scars. This is fantastic.
Yeah, everything is perfect. I love this model so much. I cannot wait to build and paint this model. I'm excited about that.
It's so cool.
Yes. Okay, so that really is all of like the new models that I cared about to want to talk about. Is there anything you wanted to bring up?
No, I mean nothing else is 40K. Everything else that they showed was for other stuff. So
that's right. Okay, now we'll talk about Grey Knights now, which of course is something that I love and I'm very familiar with as far as models and armies go.
Well, hey, good news. You're still going to be familiar with them as far as models go.
So yeah, it's a good thing. Good thing I got them all still, because they haven't changed one bit except for that new kit for the. It's not even a kit; it's just an add-on kit for the the Dread Knight to make the Grandmaster.
It's
Grandmaster
an extra
Dread Knight.
sprue.
Yes, awful. So my initial take on everything here is that it sounds fine. Fury of the Titans focuses on rerolling hits to wound, or sorry, reroll ones to hit. And wound when they come out of Deep Strike, which is very Grey Knight. Cool. Sounds good.
Yep.
It sounds fine. Yeah, I'm not like super.
It's Warpbane, but easier to pull off.
Yeah, it's Warpbane, but more flexible to work with, like the index detachment. As far as competitive detachments go, I believe the Prescient one is going to probably be the best based on what I'm seeing here, because that's the one that you get to keep a squad on the battlefield until your turn. After the command phase, at the start of the movement phase, you get to pick something up and put it back down that phase. So I believe that makes this easily the most competitive detachment based on what we're seeing so far between everything else.
I mean, it is already just wildly fluid. Being able to score and then pick them up is not a design space that we've seen yet, so that's exciting to see something different. That's very, very strong.
It's very unique. So I'm really excited to see how this one goes. This feels like the MSU detachment. And really, Grey Knights, I think, sing the best when they are an MSU army. Mm-hmm. And that helps resolve their biggest issues, which we'll get into. The next one is the Terminator detachment called Grind Them Underfoot. And this
That's a
seems to.
strat.
Oh,
It's the Banisher detachment.
what is it? Banishers? Whatever. Um,
Yeah, because if you scroll down just a smidgen, right there, the Banisher's detachment
oh, there
instead
we go. Yeah,
of champions of all kind of buffs is infantry and characters. Maybe that's not what they're calling. Either way,
whatever.
whatever.
Banishers or whatever. What is this? It's the. Let's see here. It is.
Sanctic Spearhead is
Oh,
no,
yeah.
that's
The
plus
Sanctic
six
Spearhead is
movement.
the vehicle detachment.
Yeah, which makes sense. And then
The remaining two are going to be the Hallowed.
there we go. Hallowed
Yeah, Hallowed
Conclave
Conclave. That's it.
around the Grey Knights Terminators. There it is. So that's the
Yeah,
Terminator one.
Terminator detachment in general. I believe this is going to be the one that has mortals folk like cooked into it in multiple locations. Which, if that is the case, if they do that like they did in ninth edition, that'll actually give them a competitive build around damage. Because in ninth edition, you had the ability to like on your attack, you did mortal wounds or mortal wounds up to 6. I was like, awesome, that's good. Um, so would like to see something like that, considering they have such a issue with delivering large amounts of damage.
Yep. And then the last one is
Is the
the
banishers.
infantry and characters, which is where we're seeing them get their pseudo psychic phase back, like T Suns did.
Exactly. So we'll see how it goes. Like we don't have enough information on the other 3 to really have any kind of understanding there. But it's exciting. I've got my book under order, so excited to take a look to see if I can put him back on the table. Always love a meta where I can play Grey Knights if I really feel like it. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see him on the table again, honestly.
Yeah.
So
We'll see.
what do you like? What do you like? Do you enjoy seeing Grey Knights on the table as someone who
I
plays
do.
also a mobile army?
I think like Grey Knights have been one of the like 3 Space Marine adjacent chapters that like has fascinated me for kind of forever, and I just don't like um I I just haven't played them, or it's just when I think about playing them, it just hasn't been the time. And that's kind of where we're at now. It's like there was a little bit of waiting to see like, are they going to get new models? Now we know they're not. So
Yeah,
you're safe to buy old models, but then it's like, I don't know. Are they going to be good?
who
I
knows?
hope so. I hope so, but I don't know.
I guess we're gonna have to see. Maybe they go with the strategy of they want to sell the models, so they'll make the army good, so that in 11th edition they can release new models and a
Right.
bad army. It
Which,
feels like
yes,
they've
I
been doing
mean,
that a lot this edition.
well, and that's what we saw. If you look at, there was a really strong trend in the way that it was like all of them, where like all the ninth edition start collectings had 1 or 2 units that just didn't make sense why they would be in the start collecting for that army and its playstyle at that time. And then you look at that army now and you go, oh, that's why it was in the start collecting. Now
Yeah,
it's good. And when it was there, it was awful.
right.
So I'm interested to see kind of what's going to happen with that moving forward.
It should be fascinating. Oh, quick side note: the new combat patrols.
Hey,
Uh,
the Space Marine Combat Patrols are dog shit.
yeah, they're awful. I think there's a few that are actually pretty good for actually starting into the game. Like the Imperial Fist one in particular is actually pretty
Yes,
good.
that one's fine.
But it's the Servo Strike turret one, the one that has
Yeah,
2 in it. You're just like,
it
wait,
has 2. It has 2.
awful.
2. That's crazy.
Speaking of Space Marines, let's jump into the final release that I really want to talk about, which is the Black Templars, who have had the most interesting Marine changes of all, in that they will not utilize Oath of Moment. They are
Yeah.
utilizing the Templar vows, which has been a constant for Black Templars as long as I've known about them. They do, however, feel a little heavy in terms of terms and conditions. Um, so abhor the witch, destroy the witch. If you're attacking a unit that has a psyker keyword associated with it, all of your attacks have precision. Cool. You very specifically can target out Thousand Suns and Grey Knights.
Well, except like if they have rubrics or marine or terminators that are unled, like they're still psychic, but that precision isn't going to do shit for you.
It doesn't. Yeah, it literally does nothing. So this is the most flavorful of them. But depending
Yes.
on which rubric, like what kind of T-Suns you might be going into, maybe like a character heavy. They're the one that everyone's playing, Grand Coven.
Mm-hmm.
Then probably doing pretty good. Or if you're going into like the Librarius Space Marines, like, hey, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
But like, only a few people actually play that detachment, so there's that. Accept any challenge, no matter the odds. Each time this unit makes a melee attack, if the strength of that attack is less than or equal to the toughness of the target, add 1 to the wound roll. So, fighty Marines, cool. That's awesome.
They're yeah. I
Plus
will
1 to
also
wound
say
where it
that
matters.
the names of these abilities have not changed.
No, they are the same. Suffer not the unclean to live. This unit is eligible. Oh, it's fallback and charge, I believe. Yeah, fallback and charge.
Yep. And then omnidirectional pylon and consolidate.
Yeah, which is great.
Or yeah, does not need to move to the closest enemy model, provided it ends as close as possible to the closest enemy unit.
Which is interesting. So that's fine. That'll be really good from a movement perspective.
Yeah, I mean, being that you're throwing 20-man units around, there's some really weird stuff that you can do with that.
Yeah, I feel people are going to abuse that pretty hard. And then uphold the honor of the Emperor, which is at the end of your command phase. If this unit is within range of an objective marker you control, that objective marker remains so sticky.
Yay!
And allows any unit to advance an action.
Honestly,
really good.
It.
Yeah, really
I love
good.
that. You Black Templars can stop. Not they had stopped doing it already because, like, I mean, when they were playing 100 Crusaders, you just didn't need to pay the tax and have intercessors and have sticky because you just had a billion dudes.
Mm-hmm.
And then 100 became unplayable, and so you really, if anybody was going to play Black Templars, they had a intercessor tax of 1 or 2 units so that they could still score points.
And then the next section, of course, is the Heirs of Sigismund, which helps set the rules and establish some restrictions. You lose Oath of Moment. You cannot play First Company Task Force, which is funny. Very specifically, you can't play it. I don't know why that's there. That when they don't mention the Librarius detachment.
And well, you can't play libraries. Well, or you effectively can't play libraries because you can't have any psychers, and so librarians just won't give you anything.
So you can
if you want
play
0 rules
uselessly.
Yeah.
You cannot include a psyker, and then there are specific data sheets that you can't bring in. Very specifically, Lancers. So any of the gladiators, the Crusader, the Repulsor Executioner, and Stern Guard veterans,
because they have their own.
Right. Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's literally exactly the same as it is right now, except they're gaining Stern Guard.
Yeah, good for them, I guess. All right. I don't want to get too deep into the weeds here.
I mean, they only showed us one detachment, right? And it's
Yeah.
Crusader Squad, which is what we're currently dealing with right now. So I'm less excited to even read this one and more excited to see what they give me that's going to actually make Black Templar armies look different.
Exactly. I heard somebody talking on a podcast about why, like, the problem with the Black Templars is that the Space Wolves have just taken their entire identity of being the best melee Marines.
Yeah.
And the Blood Angels, like all of the identity of the Space Marine faction is just like, yeah, we do this, but we can't have psychers.
Yep.
Like, cool.
All right. I'm interested to see, because like at the moment, like even like, yeah, those Vals are cool, but I don't want any of them.
Nope.
If I get no Oath.
Yeah, look, I'd rather have Oath than a detachment rule. Like, give me both.
Right, and so that's the army rule, right, is the Vals, and so those detachment rules better be nuts.
Yeah, they have to be something specifically very good. Like all damage increasing in some degree or movement increasing, because as of this moment, this looks like a dud, but we'll see. They might just make their data sheets really good. We'll see.
Maybe. I'll gladly be
Who
wrong, but
knows?
yeah, at the moment,
Yeah.
um, I'm very apprehensive to see what happens at the
Yeah,
moment.
I'm sure people like is here's the thing I want them to celebrate the Black Templar units more than anything else to make a Black Templar army feel different from every other army. They've done a great job with that with the rest of the Space Marine factions that have come out, like Wolf stuff, very specifically. You want to take Wolf stuff, you want to take Blood Angel stuff,
Yeah.
and like
Whereas
maybe a
right now
few
you're
good
only
things.
taking Crusaders and your characters. Like, let's make
Yeah,
Sword Bros good again.
exactly. Make Sword Bros great. Like that unit needs to be fucking awesome. And right
Because
now
at the
at
moment
damage 1 and 2 is just not enough.
there's no point. Like you just take Blade Guard, they're cheaper,
Yeah. And they do
way
like
more.
a little more damage. Of course the plus 1 to damage is like really nice. But like
Yeah,
that
for the
squad,
however many times you fight Satan, it's useful.
yeah. That squad should have damage 2 and 3 weapons. Period, end of story. And with the plus 1 damage rule. Like
Yeah,
make them
honestly.
juicy.
Yeah, like they should be damage 2. Their power swords should be damage 2. Their claws can be 1, that's fine, their claws. And then the hammers would be 3. And then they would have a buff. Like, now we're talking about something that's
Yeah.
scary.
Yeah,
And it
and
has
then
to be.
maybe make him hit on 2s.
Sure.
Just make them do something cool. Without Oath of Moment, you kind of need to hit really
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot there. There's a lot there.
So
We'll see.
those are all the stuff we really want to talk about as far as releases go. Anything else, buddy?
No, I think that's kind of where we're at with releases right now.
Awesome. So that means it's time for us to jump into the tournament itself. Now before we talk about our games and whatnot, let's talk about the overall event experience, the ups, the downs, in terms of the how they ran the event in general. Start us off, the biggest thing that I will talk give them praise for is it was a very smoothly run event, from start to finish, from a nothing was confusing, I guess is what I'll say.
Yeah. No, yeah, it was fantastic. And this was my second GW Open, and it was Dallas Open last year, and I can see like I've already heard from people who go to like all of them that there has been like marked improvements between each one of them, and taking more than a year between attendances, like there's a huge improvement, like just down to time management for me was huge.
Yeah.
Like everything was good, everything was on time, everything was ready. There were some little things here and there, but it was nothing that ever like really affected start times or anything like that. It was great.
Yeah, we got breaks between rounds, which was really, really nice. I
Mm-hmm.
loved that a lot. Staff was all very cool. Everybody was nice. Everybody like talked to you, and it was that is like GW's strength in terms of just creating that nice, welcoming environment. Um, there are issues with events of this size, however. The biggest one is everything audio when it comes to these events are terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Like objectively bad. Like you can barely hear their announcements as they're trying to help everybody through the game. The end of the event where they're doing the award ceremony was just like
I will say, yeah, the award ceremony was horrendous.
awful, like objectively bad,
So
bad.
actually bad, and that is not to badmouth, right? Like the event was fantastic, and they sent out feedback, and it's on there.
Yep.
Like,
All they
hey,
had to do, all they have to do is what they did 3 years ago, which was have the award ceremony in the room and use the speaker system when not everybody's trying to talk over each other.
right, that's it. And if they want to do it out in the hallway, buy a $50 fucking karaoke machine,
Yeah.
and just give me something.
And maybe just maybe have asked the conference center to turn the music off in the room that they're in.
Yeah, that was a bit wild.
It was so annoying.
Yeah.
460 people attended this event, and maybe 200 were there for the award ceremony, maybe. And
Just
we're
having
sitting
ambient
there.
radio on is insane.
Yeah, and it's just a guy talking. It's just Zach up there talking.
It was just Zach, and we were in the back, so there's over 100 people between us and him. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, just falling into weird context as he's talking about things like brother, stop. Ugh. So that
Give this
was
man a
gross.
chair.
Yeah. All the event staff was awesome. Like the actual human beings, like serving drinks and all that. Everybody was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Everything was horrendously overpriced because, of course, it was. Um, the swag was dope this year.
Honestly, yes.
We got a cool measuring stick, some really good little tokens for like
I was shocked by those tokens.
so good, right?
Those are amazing.
Yeah, little wound dials. Like they give us a bunch of
The wound
really
dials,
cool
those are
stuff.
the normal GW wound dials, but they're sick. Like they're good dials. Yeah, I was very, very happy with the swag that we got. I mean, even down to like the boxes are awesome. Um, the we got a dice bag. Like, yeah, okay, it's pleather. They're not gonna give you a leather dice bag. The fuck?
No, I did
It's
throw
a
that
free
away.
dice bag. Relax.
I put
Um,
that in the trash.
that's fine. That's fine. I thought it was sick. We got the normal GW metal dice, but we got two.
But that was nice, and they're not like painted black this year. They're
They're
actually
not painted black.
steel.
They're gold.
Yeah, gold, like white gold, right?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know if they're legitimate, but that's what they look like.
Well, yeah, the color of white gold,
Yeah.
uh, with like a black inlay, which was really
Mm-hmm.
dope. Big fan of those. Yeah, overall the swag was very good. In comparison to previous years, I didn't get a pin, which made me sad.
You didn't get a pin with your notebook?
No.
Oh, weird.
Oh, a pin, not a pen.
Well, yeah.
Like
No,
the little
yeah,
pin.
like a yeah. I
Yeah.
didn't get one of those either. I don't think they didn't do those, right?
They did them all last year, but not this year,
Right, but not this
apparently.
year. But we got the bookmark.
Which is a literal hunk of steel. Like here it is
It
right
is a
here.
hunk of steel with another hunk of steel chained to it.
Yeah. I think if there's one thing because I know they had like Imperial versions and Chaos versions, I believe. Did
Did
they?
they? No, it was
Oh,
just
because
it's
it's the year of
the
chaos.
year
Never
of
mind.
chaos. It was all this. Yeah. Oh, we got objective markers. We got objective mats,
Yeah, it's crazy.
which are also notably improved from last year or 6 months ago when GW decided to start printing objective markers again. They're not just a weird plastic mix. They have felt on them now.
Yep. Yep.
So that they hopefully don't slide around. And then we also got a set of 40mm tokens,
Yeah.
which are also usable as objectives.
Yeah. Like actual clay
Actual clay, like poker chip
chips.
quality. Very cool.
Yeah. So big props to them there. I still have issues with the event as far as like no time clocks and the way that they did time clocks was like really
Yeah.
bad.
It was a little strange.
Yeah. So it would explain the situation, how it worked, Joey.
Yeah, so basically there's no requirement for a time clock. If you and your opponent agree to use a clock, you are allowed to. However, it is not a death clock, so it's meaningless.
Yeah.
Unless one of the judges came over and gave your table a clock, then it was officially a death clock.
And they just split whatever time was left in the round and
Whatever
gave you
time
half
was
and
left
half.
and said, bam, here it is. It's very strange. I think just do it or don't. Do it or don't. And even if you say, hey, if you don't have to use a clock, if you and your opponent agree to use a clock, then you are using a clock and you will follow those rules.
Yes.
Right? Like don't give me a clock and then say it doesn't matter.
Exactly. It's like a really weird in the middle that just shouldn't exist. Like
right. And I get they're trying to find where they want to stand on that.
Yeah. It's hard to require them. It really is hard to require them.
It really is.
But there should be a rule that if somebody brings a clock and says, I want to play on a clock, then you as you're the opponent should have to agree and be like, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a preference. So it's the person who brought the clock. If you didn't bring your clock, you can't request a clock. That's what I would say. But if you brought a clock, you should be able to request.
With the exception, I would say, of like mid game. I think you could
at the start
request in a clock at that time.
Yeah, at the beginning, like from the top of the round or whatever.
Yes, yeah. If you didn't bring one, sorry.
Yeah, if you didn't bring one, fuck off. If it means something to you, you bring a clock with you to tournaments. It's that simple. So yeah. Beyond that, like the the best competitors at the event made it to the top, as
Yep.
per they usually do.
Yep.
For the most part, there was a few stragglers that I expected to be there who didn't get there, and that's okay. Um, but yeah, but before we talk about them though and the results of the overall thing, I think it's best that we talk about our games. What do you think?
Let's do that.
Excellent.
Our
Joey, bring up your game for round one. Let's kind of just talk about
oh
it for about a minute,
boy, oh
and
boy.
just for the sake of everybody, we're going to try to get through these like pretty quickly, 1 to 2 minutes per game. We're going to identify just a couple of things: who our opponent was, what they were playing, and then the play that most influenced the game.
Yes. Make sure that we can. Here we are. We see that.
I can look at that game.
Look at that game. Look at that game. So, round one, I played against a very kind older gentleman named Mitch. I was unfortunately informed that it was his 5th game ever.
Oh, poor Mitch.
He also got into a motorcycle accident, I think he said 2 weeks prior. So he had a cane, he was slow, he was obviously in pain. I don't know everything, but at least both of his thumbs were broken. So he could only roll 4 or 5 dice at a time as he picked them up with his fingers.
Oh,
And that's okay. Because he was obviously very understanding of that, and he knew he was new, and he knew that he was there just to play games.
good for Mitch. Mitch, this one's for you.
So yeah, it was a good time. It's unfortunate, kind of the way that shakes out. There was some teaching, a little bit of like, I don't know, maybe the like classic turn 2, like with a new player of, I might have taken my foot off the gas too late.
Right.
And so that's why we see what we see here, which is unfortunate. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
and you know what? It's okay. And this for anybody who has never competed in a tournament, who's listening to this, who I'm not sure who you are, but it happens. If you've never competed, you're going to lose games a lot, and it's a normal thing, especially under dire circumstances like having broken ass thumbs at
right.
one of the
And
biggest tournaments of the year.
He knew his situation, and he thanked me continuously for like patience and whatever, and we still had a good game. He rolled it out until the last model, so like we still did our thing. It just wasn't very many rounds, and that's okay.
How many games did he play?
He played them all. I believe he played them all. I can check very quickly.
Yeah, you double check. Go ahead and stop your share. I'll go ahead and talk about my game while you're checking.
Jump into yours.
All right. So let's see here. There it is. Let's jump into my game. So I played Steve. Steve is from Florida, and so he came to quite literally the opposite side of the country to play Warhammer at this event. Steve owns a store and is a Necron savant. He has 50,000 points of his own Necrons. From my understanding, he's got at least 5 Silent Kings that he's painted up in different ways. He is extremely enthusiastic about the game. He is one of the nicest people I met that whole time I was there, and
Very
I
cool.
met nothing but nice people. Now, he's playing Canoptic Court. I forgot to record that there at the top right. And Canoptic Court is one of my biggest nemesis from the entire edition. He had 12 wraiths, which makes me sad. Yeah, well, the worst part about this game is I got carded really hard. There wasn't really a play per se that really set it off, except for me drawing cards on turn 2, 3 duds for my army and the situation that I was in, followed by a 2-point, and then finally started getting some decent ones at the end of the game. So I was just in a position where I couldn't
have a coal target.
Did he have a coal target?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I must have scored something a little different.
No, I see your turn 2, like the cull is there.
Oh,
which
no,
obviously
he didn't have
you
a cull.
redrew.
Yeah, redrew into cleanse.
Yeah, but so then why didn't you like CP cycle?
Because I think I had either spent it or something along those
No, that's
lines.
fair. I think you're moderately CP hungry
Yeah.
sometimes now with weird things. But yeah,
Yeah, I was actually really CP starved this whole event, and I realize now that you kind of need to pick Calgar or Gilliman. And that's okay. I learned a thing. But yeah, we had a really fun game. Steve was great. Um, yeah, excellent opponent. Steve, I hope we get to play again, buddy.
very cool.
So did Mitch play all of his
He
games?
Mitch did play all of his games.
Good for
Um,
you, Mitch.
there is one. I don't know what happened round 3. He did not. If I like looking on his profile, he doesn't have a game on round 3, but he also has 0 points. So I'm not sure what happened there.
Maybe he
Um,
left early and
he
like
might have.
seeded.
He might have. And
Yeah.
then um, in round 8, he had a bye,
Okay.
but he stuck it out. And I do see that he had a round 2 win, so he did have one.
Mitch, you're a king. Good
Proud
job,
of you.
Mitch.
That was great.
Game 2, buddy.
Game 2. Let's open this bad boy up, huh? Here. All right. So here we go. We have game 2. I played game 2 in a CSM. I went into this game terrified.
Yes.
It was Renegade Raiders, as is shown there. Only one Disco Lord, but it was still 3 Vindicators, various amounts of chaff, and a possessed brick with a Master of Possession. So a lot of and then I'm very familiar with CSM. I know what they're doing. So it was it was scary to go into. That I was in physical pain at the end of this game, not from Jonathan. Jonathan was amazing, and our game was amazing. Our game was we started every new battle round within 3 points of each other until 5.
No, no.
So it was just the amount of like the pure amount of stress that like I was like fully clenched and my back was in actual pain at the end of this game. It was fantastic though. It was a great game. It was wildly swingy. The dice were absolutely insane. But the good thing was that happened for both of us. We both had huge dice failures and insane dice victories.
Hell yeah.
And as long as it stays that way for both of us for the whole, or for both players for the whole game, then it's just stressful and crazy. And there were multiple, probably 4 or 5 instances where we were like, hey, I probably wouldn't normally make you roll this, but at this point, I don't know what the fuck's going on. So
those are the fun games, right?
yeah, it was great. So we did end up winning that one, 84-61.
Very good. We'll go into my game 2 now, where, let's see here, I played into James, who brought Eldari, and I cast my vengeance upon knowing Eldari very well. I think I might have knew his army a little better than he did for the most part.
Ooh, okay.
Having played against his Eldari as much as I have, he's playing Aspect Host, and he did a thing that I never expected he would do. I baited a little bit on turn 1. I was like, I put a unit out for him to shoot at. And I was like, okay, let's see what happens. And he pulled his Dark Reapers or whatever, that squad of 10 dudes who, do 3 damage and kill everything they see. Didn't spend the strat to do that and left him out there. And I picked them up in one shot.
Yeah,
yeah.
They are paper.
Yes. And then after that, all I did was make sure to keep his fire dragons away from my monsters. I set up plays. I set up a play. So outside of like that mental error on his part, the biggest play was he had his transport with Fuegan and his fire dragon units all on one side of the board. I approached it from my Dorito of safety, and first charged in with my lieutenant to tie up the squad, and then with Gilliman. And he was like, oh, wait. I was like, yeah, sorry, buddy. You cannot overwatch Gilliman now. And after that, it was pretty much over. I did learn in this game that Lycus is a rule breaker, in that
Yeah, Lycus is a big cheaty spider face.
Big cheaty spider face, in that it's the only activation in the game where things change mid activation, and I hate it, and I want them to fix that.
It is strange.
It is strange, but that was I end up tabling him pretty much on turn 3, and then he had to concede for the most part. His boss called him, and then he was having a rough time. But he was a really nice guy. In the end, we were just talking, having a good time. It was a little contentious there for a moment when I was asking about the rules, because I'm like, this sounds like bullshit. I would like to talk to a judge.
Sure. Yeah, because
overall,
Lycus is quite weird.
yeah, but it was fine. Good game. Got my first win of the day. 1-1 going in round 3.
Very good. Yeah, so I was 2-0, 2-0 going into round 3, feeling pretty good. Excited to see what was happening. We're going into round 3. We haven't played Knights yet. Everything is good. I'm sitting table across from you. They announce pairings live. I open it. I type in Joey, and I immediately find out that I'm going to win. I'm going to lose this round.
Yeah, who'd you play into, buddy?
I played this round into Floof Cox.
Floof Cox being one of the best Gene Stealer Cult players in the world.
One of the best Gene Stealer Cult players in the world, notably 4th place at LVO this year. And coming in, I mean, he's had a hell of a season. He's killing it, Gene Stealer Cult. So Gene Stealer Cult, already a tough matchup.
Yeah.
Not unwinnable for me. I have the tools, but tough. But somebody of his caliber will make it essentially unwinnable. So as soon as I saw his name, I got very sad. But by the time I made it over there and shook his hand, we started talking, actually met him, that whole thing happens. Immediately the emotional shift was, okay, great. This is going to be fun. This is going to be just a learn. We're just going to learn. And this was a learning experience. Obviously the score does not look close.
No.
I will say that it is, in my opinion, this is, and it'll come up more as this is only round 3. It will come up more. This is classic 10th edition, that the final score does not reflect what the game actually was. Unfortunately, with supply drop, and we talked about it a lot, extensively. I think him and I talked for probably 45 minutes after our game was done. There was maybe 1 or 2 positioning errors that I had that could have changed my score, but it didn't win me the game. We're talking about making it 50 something to 70 something, right? It wasn't anything that would have won me the game. It was just maybe we get a couple extra points, and that's okay. So supply drop is rough. All things considered, multiple personal victories here. I scored more than I thought I would against a player of his caliber. I held him to a significant amount lower points than I expected to. The game was very, very fun. So I did, as you see, 36-72. 72, he did lose. He lost round 8 to Scary.
Well, if there's someone to lose to, it's Scary.
If there's someone to lose to. And him and I actually, talking about him possibly playing Scary is something that we did for a substantial amount of time.
Yeah.
So barring the loss, I gave him his lowest scoring win.
Yeah.
By quite a bit. His other lowest score was 88.
You know what? That's a nice feather.
So that felt good. And then, on top of that, there was he complimented me, and whatever is true or not, I don't care. He said it. He said that he thought that I was a great player, and he continued to check on me every single round of the tournament.
Oh, good.
Which was very, very cool. Floof is a fantastic person, and we at some point will be having him on the podcast, and I am excited.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I can't wait to have a much deeper conversation with him about GSC and all that good stuff. So
it was a fun game. It was a great experience. I also, if anybody is subscribed to BCP and they look at his list, it is a host of Ascension list. It is 80 neophytes plus whatever else. So that was the other personal victory. Is at the end of the game, he had less than 30 models alive, and he used all of his revive points.
Let's go. Well done, buddy.
So we tried. It doesn't look like it, but we did.
Yeah. All right. That's awesome, man. My game 3 was into a very fun opponent as well. Man by the name of Damon Scythe. That's his wrestling moniker. He is a former pro wrestler in the like Portland West Coast region of the world. So not like the WWE guys, but like the local wrestling scene type, but like right before it, like the minor leagues of that kind of stuff. And he did it forever. Very, very kind person. I did, however, do a mean thing, and we played
Hmm.
our game, and he was a little sloppy with his movement. He was a little more interested in like the metal side of the game, like, yeah, this is gonna be dope.
Yeah.
And we talk stories and shop, and then I'm just like shooting him off the table, punching him off the table. This was the game where I'm like, oh yeah, I should be taking assassination and bring it down every time I play knights because I kill them very effectively. And I would have gotten a pretty hefty score had I done that from
Sure.
a secondary, like probably like 10 more points. So
Hmm.
um
But this is like these are the games that like these are some of the most fun games that you'll have because you're shooting him off
yes.
the table and you're kicking his ass, but he doesn't care.
No, he was having
It
he was
doesn't
having a great
matter.
time.
He's having a great time.
He had a really cool despoiler that he remodeled into like a Zinch model. It had the
Yeah,
three heads
he's
coming
got the
out of
wings on
it
it. Yeah,
with the wings. Like it was sick. Like that was one of the cooler models I saw all tournament.
hmm,
And we're friends on Facebook now, so that's cool. And he's a great dude. If you ever get the chance to go and play a game with Damon Scythe, you do it because you will have an awesome time. Thank you for the game, Damon.
very cool. Yeah, so that's the end of day one.
It is.
That's the
How'd you
end of day
celebrate?
one.
How'd you celebrate your 2-1?
I'm trying to. That's not when we went to tie.
No, no. This
So
was we didn't
what?
hang out after day one.
Yeah. So what the hell did I do?
Something with the Unga Bunga.
Oh, we went to this little like I don't know bespoke pub thing called McMinimans.
Ooh.
Um, it was good. It was good. It was most of so it was Vince and his son, Paul came, Aaron and DJ, Robbie and Julian from the Spokane Valley area, and then Scary came out with us as well. So that was awesome.
Oh, that's great.
So it was very cool. It was just a nice relax, have a good time with a bunch of people, have some laughs, move on. So
We went to so it was Drew, Wyatt, Dale, and myself went to Mexican food down the street, and just talked an immense amount of shit at each other the entire time.
right
It is my
for
favorite way.
various records. Yeah,
Oh, so much fun. So like having a really good time. So absolutely awesome, awesome meal. We always go to that little spot at least once while we're there, um, and had some great verde. Can't complain whatsoever.
nice.
All right, let's hop into Saturday, buddy.
Yeah, so let's jump into Saturday morning. We get paired into Death Watch.
Looks
Death
like a
Watch
rough
is a
one.
little bit. It's a rough one. This is two in a row that it does not. The score does not reflect what the game was.
Yeah,
So he went first. Unfortunate. Um,
you
I
got
did make
carded a bit.
I did get carded quite a bit. If you look at that, it's kind of rough. Even if I had gone first, those secondaries are not good.
No.
So it's yeah. So it was rough. I lost. Good God. Turn two. So his turn two. You see sabotage display of might. I had at the start of his turn two. I think we counted 8 units in no man's land.
Oh,
I
and
don't.
then he kissed
He
them.
doesn't have 8 units in his army.
Yeah, then he killed like what 6 of them?
So yep. A lot. I did make a mistake of I moved a unit of Talos to stage for turn 3, and I moved the second one too far forward, so I left him a hole in my deployment zone to put the aggressor heavy bolter squad.
Nice.
Um, that mistake lost me 700 points.
Yeah, that's a game losing mistake right there.
Um, yeah, so that was rough. But
Mhm.
all of that being said, we like it was a great game. He was a great opponent. His army was gorgeous.
Awesome.
It was exactly what Deathwatch should be. Every single shoulder pad was a different chapter, whether those were custom or legitimate. Every one of them was different. Every model was painted beautifully. It was gorgeous.
Hell yeah.
So it is an absolute joy to play against Deathwatch when someone has made it fully Deathwatch proper.
Yeah. That's awesome,
Very
man.
cool. Um, but so we completely did the math on turn 4. He drew Tempting Target and Secure No Man's Land. Unfortunate, but the Tempting Target, the game changing thing. It's one of the only times that I can, with 100% certainty, like trace a loss in points to a specific moment.
Oh boy.
Where him and I, and it wasn't a mistake, it just happened. But him and I, like, after we were done, we finished everything, and then we backtracked and like did it together and looked at like, okay, if this doesn't happen, what changes? Because we both agreed that it was insane.
Mm-hmm.
Which was his Imperial Agent Chimera managing to wipe the witch squad that was on the Tempting Target in shooting. Uh, it was insane. If he doesn't do that, if he does not kill the witches, which was just the Chimera, because that was the last thing that he had to touch them with, with Lilith, he can't charge them.
Right.
Because at this point, the T5, the Gravis unit was dead.
Right.
So he had the captain, but that was it. He had the captain, he had like 2 Terminators, and he had the Chimera. That's really all that was looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
So if the witches live and nothing else changes, I win the game 61-60.
Oh, damn. Nice and close then.
So that is what the game actually was, which was wild. And that's assuming that nothing else changes. That's just the change in primary and then him not scoring Tempting Target. So,
All right.
yeah, a great game. Great opponent. Beautiful army.
Sounds like a hell of a game. Glad you had a good time. Let's go into my game 4, start of the day. My first opponent of the day 2 was Roland. Roland is a very young man, probably 18 at max. And it was my first like competitive player night matchup. I always like to ask people like, "Oh, how long have you been playing 40K?" Every time I approach an opponent. I expected like, a couple years maybe. He's like
Mm-hmm.
8. I was like, "Oh." uh so he plays with his dad, and this is one of my favorite bets. He and his dad go to all the super majors in the
That's
US.
awesome.
So they travel together, play games together, check in with each other. It was the cutest thing. I was so happy to hang out and play with Roland. He was a very nice kid, super smart on his game. This is another one where it doesn't necessarily tell, like the score doesn't necessarily reflect the story, because you can note that I only had 2 challenger cards in this whole game.
Yeah.
And I tabled him. So
Interesting.
yeah, I was able to completely wipe him off the table, and I can track my loss specifically to not ingressing my Centurions in the right place. My melee Centurions needed to be either a distraction, so he can spend less time shooting at everything else with his big shooting knight, while I dealt with his 3 Lancers, or which was a pain in the ass. Uh, but because on the last turn of the game, like I had almost all my stuff, but he went first, and
Mm-hmm.
that shooting knight, the Castellan, effectively just kind of shot 4 units off the board, and it was like, oh, okay, that's that then. Was just unable to get the primary that I would have been able to generally get, and
Mm-hmm.
that model might have gone down if those Centurions get to him, because he would have been engaged with them for 2 or 3 rounds probably, while they just punched him down, which they are very good at. So maybe 2 rounds max. And had I done that, it's a very different story, because either I get to move more stuff out faster and easier and take out knights,
Mm-hmm.
or that knight is taken down and I just slowly work my way across the board. But he played the game well. He was very smart about it. And yeah, good methodical play from Roland. Good job, buddy. Well done.
Pretty good. Yeah. So then we go to 5. We go to round 5. So I go into this pretty sad, as I am in the 2-2 bracket. I was really hoping to improve from my Dallas performance, which I was also in the 2-2 bracket. And so being back there was a little disappointing, but I had 4 great games, so that was fine. That was not true in Dallas, so this was a nice change. So
Yes.
we go into round 5, and I get Space Marines. And for the most part, as soon as I see Space Marines, I'm pretty comfortable.
As you should be.
I look at it, and it's a very lean Gladius task force list.
As lean as mine.
In different ways.
Okay.
It might have been thicker than yours.
Fair enough.
Not thicker, but wider. There we go.
More stuff.
Yeah, but this guy's name's Travis. He played. It was the if you saw the heavy whipped dudes, he was on there. The like that's their team name. They had they had like hoodies and stuff. Anyway,
Oh, okay.
he was super nice. It was Blood Ravens. They were gorgeous.
Awesome.
They were beautiful. It was like pretty classic Blood Ravens. His tone of like burgundy was pretty much perfect for what it should be. But instead of doing all of the cream, it was all marble.
Oh, awesome.
Absolutely beautiful. He was there for fun. He played one of each Primaris Dreadnought. It was sick.
Did the Brutalis do anything that game?
No, I killed it. I don't. I think it killed a couple of grotesques,
Gotcha.
which it can do that.
Hey, that's great. It killed something. It normally doesn't do that.
Yeah, so he had one of each. He had Gilliman, a Tech Marine. He had 6 Blade Guard with Judy. He had a Repulsor Executioner and a Gladiator Lancer. Excuse me.
What a list.
A handful of other things, but I mean, Space Marines, there's not much more than that. He had a Combi Lieutenant, but whatever. So we had a really fun game. Our game was
Good.
very, very fun. He was a great guy. I very much enjoyed playing him. There was a weird so on my turn 3, when I drew Display of Might, I looked at my secondaries and I said, okay, so I have this one and I have this one. He said, okay, well, what does that do? Because he's like still new enough that he doesn't have it memorized, and that's perfectly fair. And I was like, well, so I have to do this. I said, it's not really hard for me to do. I can do it. In order for me to do it as effectively as I can, I'm going to all but table you, and I don't really want to do that. And which is what I told him, and I said, because we were having a good time, right? And from like a competitive standpoint, I really wasn't concerned. It was a good time, and I wanted to continue having a good time, and I was like, in order to do it as well as I can, I will all but table you, and I don't want to do that. And he was like, really? I don't even know if you can. Like, that'd be pretty crazy to see. Which I almost like. I know it wasn't a trap. That was a legitimate thing from him. Of like, he had all 3 of his dreadnoughts in the middle.
Yeah. Oh.
It was like that was a legitimate, like, I've never seen that happen before. I don't know that it's possible. That's crazy.
Would you like to know more?
Right. And so I almost bit. I did kill the things that I needed to kill, and I did score Display of Might, but I did pull myself back from hitting as absolutely hard as I can.
Yeah.
But there also was some, he makes some saves. We move on, whatever. It was a fantastic game. It was close. It was closer than I expected it to be. I killed. At the end of the game, he had the Blade Guard unit and the Um, Ballistus was still alive because he just couldn't fail saves. And he had the speeder with the Melta thing.
With the Thunderstrike, or was it
And
the
so he
the other one, the one that strips cover? Okay, Thunderstrike is plus one
um
wound.
yeah, no, he had the no cover one. Um, that's all he had left. At that point, he tabled me, and we like he drew his secondaries. We looked at it. We talked about like, okay, you're scoring primary. Um, this is you're gonna score your 15. Can you burn anything? Do you burn anything? Yada yada yada. And we looked at it of like even with I think we spent like 20 minutes trying to figure this out. Because I was at 81.7. Like I had scored 81 and he was somewhere. Um, and we were trying to figure it out because like as I was looking at it, we pulled his secondaries. I put him into my app and I said, all right, let's assume you score. He had I don't remember what the other unit was. He had 4 units alive was the point. So I was like, let's assume that you max engage. You can get Storm Hostile because there's an objective that you didn't control, so you can go grab that. You'll score 15 primary. Okay, that makes it 81.77. And we looked at literally everything. Was like, if the perfect thing happens and you roll a 6-inch advance and you get on my home objective and you draw a different secondary, like what changes? The best that we could have the best that could have happened was 81.80. And he was like, okay, and that's the most we can do. And we're like, as we looked at everything and I explained the whole situation and was like, this is the best possible outcome and everything has to go perfect. And he
Right.
was like, no, I'm good. 81.77 is fine. We can put that in. And we shook hands and we moved on. It was a fantastic game. He was a great guy. Travis, I hope you're listening. We had a great time.
Sounds like it was a good one, man. All right. Then we'll get into my game 5. Yeah, game 5. Let's see here. It is my game into Chris, and he was playing Gene Stealer Cult, but not your favorite Ascension host. He was playing my favorite Ascension host, which is the funniest version of the list, which is Muscle Beach. So he was playing 3 Rock Grinders, each with a character and all those dudes in it that are like jacked. And then just like random, like out of, line of sight shooting. Um, and a few just like random like pieces to do some scoring and pick up and drop and all that good stuff. Um, Chris was there to have a good time. We had quite a bit of fun going through the game up until about round 3, where he was absolutely demoralized. Um, and
Which is funny because that's where he started scoring points.
I brought him back. So that's what ends up
Okay.
happening. So we're talking it out. I'm like, hey man, if you want to like concede, I totally understand. I don't want you to concede. We come here to play a dice
Mm-hmm.
game, and we'll talk through the rest of the game bit by bit, and make sure that like you learn from what we're doing here today. Um, and overall, we had a nice time, talked it out, shared a beer. Well, I bought him a beer for the lovely game and being a good sport about it, and then he was perked up by the end. But this is just wasn't like, unless it's 80 neophytes, I'm not worried about
Yeah.
Gene Stealer Cult like at all. Especially as Ultramarines, just with all the tier 2 save, the 2-up saves I have, I don't particularly care unless it's all of the AP from Crossfire. So yeah, it was overall a fun game. I'm glad he wasn't like totally in the dirt about it. But yeah, overall, good time.
Very cool. All right. So we go to 6, the end of Saturday. I played into Eldar, gentleman by the name of Alex. It was a great game. Honestly, it was insane. It was insane.
Yeah.
This time the score does actually show it. 8180. Absolutely wild. He was playing Warhost. It's everything I would have expected from a Codex release aspect host list, except in Warhost. So he had the the ability to do the extra movement maneuver more than once.
Gotcha.
Uh, and shoot and get back in wave
All that good
starts
stuff.
and all that stuff. I do also like this is notable. I wish I had put it on there, but the deployment and the terrain for this, like the terrain layout and the deployment of this mission, were the bloodiest choice that GW made out of the 8 rounds that we played.
Oh yeah, this was layout 3. This was awful.
They were insane.
Yeah.
It was absolutely insane. So he went first. We rolled. I rolled a 5. He rolled a 6. He said, "Hey, I'm really sorry. This is gonna suck." And I said, "I know." So, I lost nearly 1,000 points on turn 1, on his turn 1.
That's crazy, considering you kept it so close.
Yep. It was absolutely wild. But it's everything that you would like it when Eldar can move and they can get lines on everything because
Layout
I have
3 with that
I'm
deployment is
small
awful.
I'm small and I can hide, but I can't hide everything.
Nope.
So, and that's kind of the concession that I took was like, I can't hide everything, so I'm going to deploy as I normally would, and if I go first, great.
Right.
I did not. That's okay.
Nope.
But it was insane. He killed nearly, like I said, nearly 1,000 points, and then my turn 1, not a ton, and his turn 2 was one of the worst things I have ever seen.
Well, he just rolled bad dice all the time,
which is what kept it a game.
Yeah. He also got carded a bit.
A little bit. Display of Mind is very doable. It just kind of didn't happen.
Yeah.
It was wild. He jumped the Lycus Warp Spider squad out and killed 4 of them.
Wow. Okay.
And that was the start of the turn, and the whole turn continued like that.
Oh.
So part of keeping it a game kind of held on that.
Okay. Cool, man.
Unfortunately, he terraformed my natural expansion on turn 1, and I just never had the until turn 5. I didn't have the resources to take it back.
Damn.
And so if I take it back turn 3, turn 4, I win.
Yeah. Oh,
so
it happens, especially when you get
it does. It was an absolutely wild game. I lost so much shit. But his just comically bad, and it was like that. It was that point of, hey, this is really bad. Obviously, he rolls his dice and he kills all those warp spiders, and he's like, this is insane. And then the rest of the turn, like he was visibly upset.
Yeah,
and understandably,
as you should be after like more or less winning the game round 1. Yeah,
right. Understandably upset. We continued, and the whole turn went like that. And his attitude did his very, very much shift to the I can't even be upset anymore. This is so bad that it's funny.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm glad it didn't spin into one of those really negative circumstances.
Not at all. He was fantastic.
Yeah, good to hear. My game 6 was into, I don't have the name here, but his name is also my second Steven of the weekend.
What?
Really cool, the nicest man, and he did not deserve any way that I treated him this game. We are cool. He follows me on TikTok now.
Nice.
He is a very, very nice guy. So I was like, I'm going to take a lesson from my first game with Knights, and I'm going to bring it down in assassination, and I proceed to table him throughout the game. But going into round 3, because he had one baby knight instead of 6 bigs, or something happened. I don't know. Maybe I miscounted the scores a little bit, but he definitely did win. So what ends up happening in this game? Oh, he had more points at the end that I didn't count for his round 5, because the game was lost at that stage. regardless of what I did. So he scored closer to like 89, 87, 89 points, something like that. But what ends up happening is I just didn't go hard enough. So I had like taken all those scars on from um, playing Roland with all of his Lancers, in
Mhm.
that I was like a little too gun shy to go into the Knights. He had a battle cannon despoiler or whatever, um, that was sitting on like an objective that I could have taken round two.
Okay.
And that's what kept me from scoring any primary and effectively winning the game. Because
Interesting. Yep.
again, I'm really good at killing knights.
Mhm.
And the moment I went, I was like, I just had like a fuck it turn where I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna go now, and I dropped two of them immediately
Which
from
appears to be,
full to
yeah, that's
zero.
turn 4.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Which
I
if that's
just
3, you win.
yeah, exactly. If I do that turn for I just win the game. Um, if I jumped on that knight with Calgar, the Despoiler Knight with Calgar turn 2, I win by a landslide. Yeah, it was unfortunate on my part for not recognizing that I just needed to go. But that's when I realized just how good Calgar is into the knight meta right now, because in Gladius, you give him the additional AP in the Assault Doctrine, and he's
Mhm.
AP4, which means he just kills
Right.
knights. Plus
Yeah.
1 to wound, AP4. Good knight, good sweet prince. That was a little crushing. He like we were cool by the like as the game went on. Like I acknowledged, like I have been an awful person to you. I'm so sorry. And he was like, dude, it's cool. I get it. He's been like a forever player, one of those guys who has been through all of this themselves. Um, and so yeah, we took a shot at tequila at the end of the game. And then I checked with him later. He ends up, I think, going 6-2 overall. So like really good for him. Super great dude. Was very excited. Really hope that like I get to play with Steven again at some point. Super
Very
nice.
cool. Yeah.
All right. And so that ends day 2.
That ends day 2.
And we went to tie
We did go to tie.
and
We
talk a
did.
relentless amount of shit, which was
Specifically to Wyatt.
which was great.
Almost exclusively to Wyatt.
Almost exclusive. It was so fun.
It was a great
He,
time.
he has a bunch of IDs that just make him look like the worst kind of person on the planet. And it was hilarious. Um, but overall, great time with the boys. Had knocked back a few beers, talked a bunch of mess, and we moved on to Sunday, which effectively is the fluffy part of the tournament. Where if you want to hang out and play, you can. It doesn't really affect your record overall. The last 2 games of any tournament, these super majors don't have any bearing on the competition. The shadow round is over. Yada yada yada. So tell
Yep.
us about game 7.
Yeah, so game 7, I got to play Chaos Space Marines again. So I play into Renegade Raiders again. The difference, I play into Renegade Raiders on Search and Destroy.
Cool.
It was a different list considerably than the first one. He had Vastor. He did not have a Disco Lord. He did not have Vindicators. He had 2 Forge Fiends.
Mm-hmm.
He had a big Possessed brick, but it was not being led, which is fine. He also had a 10-man Chosen brick.
Ooh.
And a Knight, or I mean, a dog, and,
Oh, gotcha.
a Hilbert and some other trash.
What a fascinating list.
Yeah. It is Sons of Horus painted.
Okay.
So it's that ocean green and
Yeah.
gold.
Yeah.
It
Cool.
is beautiful.
Awesome.
Like, his Possessed are probably the nicest painted Possessed that I've seen in person.
I do feel like that's a model that people tend to mail it in on.
Yeah. His army is absolutely gorgeous. It was like two Venom crawlers, maybe 3. It was 2 at least. So at this point, we're in day 3. Nothing matters anymore. We roll to go. We roll off. I win the roll off, so I'm going first. So I was like, I scout my Warlord up in his Venom, and then I draw Overwhelming Force and Sabotage, and I was like, well, that is dog shit.
But then you
Overwhelming
proceeded
Force.
to break his spirit.
Overwhelming Force sucks. Actually, did not break his spirit. We had
Good.
This was probably the most just like emotionally fun game that I had.
Well, good.
This game was silly. It's one of the silliest things I've ever seen happen, and it was absolutely ridiculous. So I charged my warlord and incubi. He put his chosen, so his 10-man chosen unit is being led by a chaos lord with a hammer and that enhancement that is the worst worded thing in the fucking world, where it's like if he's within 12 inches of your opponent's deployment zone, then he gets full hit and wound rerolls. It's dumb. It's a good rule. The wording is just the stupidest thing.
Yeah.
So, especially because it's search and destroy. So you're kind of right there. He put his chosen on the line, and I said, "Ooh!" So I scouted the venom. I disembarked and moved, which is a 10-inch non-advanced move, which is pretty nutty.
Yeah, that's not fast at all.
And I charged his chosen brick on turn 1. I killed, I don't know, I killed 5. I killed 5 chosen, which is
Huge amount of points.
about right for 5 incubi and an archon. With full hit and wound rerolls, it's about right. So he retaliates, obviously, picks up the incubi, not the archon. His chaos lord rolls 0 dev wounds, so he does not kill me. We stay in combat. This is my warlord, so CP costs 1 more, so he couldn't do anything.
Of course not.
I have a 12-inch Vectora in his deployment zone.
Oh, so sad. Oh, I remember this now. Okay.
I proceeded and by I mean my archon proceeded to live until his turn 4.
It was really fucking rude.
He ended up killing the rest of the chosen, the chaos lord, a handful of marines from a normal unit, and a full unit of cultists.
How many 2s did he make?
I wish I had counted. I really do. Because I remember that I did count at the teams event, and I've made 22 against the World Leaders player. I don't know the exact number, but I do know that it is somewhere between 30 and 42 ups.
Yeah.
That he made.
And this is, of course, the rule where once you fail a 2-up, you're either dead or you go to a higher save.
Yep, it's a 2-up invul, can't reroll it. First time you fail it, you lose it. On my shitty little 4-wound model, so I'm gonna die. Notably, on top of 30 plus consecutive 2-ups, he couldn't do anything that was good to kill me ever because he couldn't fall back and throw grenades because he didn't have 2 CP to do that with. He couldn't tank shock with a venom crawler because he didn't have 2 CP to do that with. Rough. And he couldn't reduce the cost of grenades to pay for it like a normal person because his chaos lord was in combat.
Extremely rude.
Extremely rude. Equally hilarious for the both of us. It was absolutely insane.
Good.
We measured it. His chaos lord was 4 inches away from getting full hit and wound rerolls and activated 6 times before dying and rolled 0 dev wounds. It was insane. It was fully ridiculous. And that was kind of it. Like our turn, obviously turn 1, turn 2 took quite a bit of time because everything was in combat. But really realistically, by the end of turn 3, we were done. And it was just one of the craziest things that could have happened.
Yeah, he seemed really excited about the whole thing too. So
he was that was. I do really appreciate that. Talman was a fantastic opponent. It's very rare to encounter somebody like him, and I tend to pride myself on how much I want both players to have fun. But the difference that he had is being as excited for the crazy shit that was happening on my side.
Yeah. I wish I was that person, honestly.
He was a pleasure.
That's awesome. Okay, so my game 7 was into Tyler. Tyler, I've seen Tyler events, probably the same event, this event every year for the last 3 years. He is a very cool dude, so nice. He brought Champions of Faith plus Canis Rex. He had
Mm.
all the characters, so
Mm-hmm.
he had the procession, he had Morven, he had Canis, uh, and then a Hospitaller, and Junith as well, plus three sets of so 3 10-mans of Sacrosanct, so the 3 up, 4 up, 5 up squads, um, and then some random battle sisters, 2 rhinos, each holding Sacrosanct, and then one of the Melta trucks. Um,
Emulator.
yes, Immolator, and we both kind of like he wanted to run at me, and I wanted to wait for him to run at me in the end. And I just played super cagey. He poked his Canis out to a position where I would be able to just like put random las cannons into him with my ballistas. Took him down to 13 wounds. And then game seven, mental fatigue kicked in for him on the fight phase when Canis got into it, and he did not activate Canis first into my when he charged my Centurions. He instead activated a whole
Mm-hmm.
pile of Sacrosanct into a Ballistus Dreadnought, and I'm like, okay, that I just win the game kind of at that stage
Yeah.
because they kill Canis without even breaking a sweat. I had a play set up to charge him on the next turn regardless, like I had sacrificed that unit, but
Yeah, but
then
him dying for free is different.
hugely different. Tyler takes it really well though. He was like, you know what? I made that was a huge mental error on my part, and I slowly kind of just win the game from there, just pushing deeper and deeper into the game. And then it was really close for a minute because I was playing KG, and we were both actually really quite KG for a while, but I was just able to pick off his resources in the end. And yeah, it was a fun game. We talked about anime a lot afterward, and going to Japan and how much fun that is to go there. So yeah,
Solid.
great time,
Very cool.
super fun. Let's hop into game
Yeah.
8.
Game 8. So my game 8 is Black Templars. And as soon as I saw that it was Black Templars, and then I also saw that it was only one 20-man Crusader and not two,
Mm-hmm.
I became very, very comfortable. I then got to the table, met the guy. He was right. We ended up playing right next to each other, which was
Yeah,
nice.
yeah,
Met the dude, Keegan, super nice guy. I don't know how old he is. Young,
yeah. He
very
couldn't have
young.
been like more than 26.
Yeah, definitely not more than 26. Somewhere between 21 and 25, as he
Yeah.
was drinking. So somewhere in that range. um, I I did make a mistake in the beginning that I did not, out of like I don't know, out of like respect. I did not walk back, and I didn't request to walk it back.
Okay, that's
So
good of you.
I double charged a unit with my not Warlord Archon and Incubi on his little U terrain that was in the middle.
Uh-huh.
GW, they use GW terrain, so there's some weird stuff. So there was a third wall that made it an E instead of a U. And as I made my various charges, and we were talking about it because I've got CP, he's got CP, we're like, okay, where am I going to fight? Are you going to interrupt, or are you going to fight on death? And how is this going to work out? We had everything completely talked out and planned as if that third wall existed. It doesn't exist.
It does not.
And simply for the fact that we had fully planned it out, and both of us had said, like, I have a strat over here, I'm going to do a strat over here. I didn't feel right, like, consciously to change that
That's
after
good.
realizing it.
Yeah,
And I was like, yeah, okay, let's do it. And we did it. So obviously he interrupted my Incubi die because
of course.
they
You're
just don't
Black
fight.
Templar and your Incubi.
So after that happened, that was turn 2. So after that, I decided to just make round 8 decisions. And I just had fun throwing shit at a Black Templar player who hadn't played Drukhari before
Yeah.
and just had a good time.
Good.
It was a nice send off.
Good.
So
Yeah. Glad it ended well. You guys were like engaged. You guys are both veterans, right? Was he a veteran?
I don't know. No. He's obviously familiar, grew up close to it, but yeah, he was not a veteran personally. But yeah, we talked for quite a while afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys were.
Yeah,
I
had a
came
great.
up to chat, and you guys were like locked in.
We were locked in. I saw you there, and then I saw you walk away, and it was shortly, like maybe a minute after you walked away, that I gave him our sticker and was like, "Yeah, I have a podcast. That guy that was standing here and then just walked away, is my partner." I was like, that's when I realized I was like, I should probably shut up. I was doing a lot of talking, so that's on me.
All right. My game 8, I was right next to you, and I was getting some really bad deja vu as I played once again into Chaos Demons in the last round of a tournament right next to Joey.
Yeah.
And I played against Nick, who has the brain of a computer. He just knew everything really quickly. And he was not fucking around. And neither were his dice. That man could not fail a save. He had pinks on my natural for 4 turns that no matter how many guns I pointed at, could not shoot off the natural. And they just kept me disrupted the entire game. I could not score primary. I could not get a foot in. And then when I actually went into stuff, it didn't matter because number one, the index attachment is fine. 6-inch deep strikes is still really, really good. Ask Death Guard. So the bigs lived, the small things lived, and then I died. And that was the game. He was a nice dude, like but not a talkative guy. And I like to vibe with people at the table.
Yeah. I noticed he was definitely far more serious than most people are in round 8.
Yeah. Like he really
I
wanted to come
that,
out 5-3.
Yeah, so I assume that is kind of just his vibe, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's fine.
Yeah, no, that's
he
who
wasn't
are.
like
That's totally fine. Yeah,
he wasn't disrespectful or rude or
No.
in any way that I saw or that I
Nope.
heard being right next to you.
He was not. He was
I know
super
that
nice.
there was a couple of things that you were like, "Hey, do you mind? Can I change this because I forgot?" And he was like, "No, that makes perfect sense." And you were like trying to measure it out and be super precise, and he was like, "I'm fine saying that I just can't be there."
Yeah,
like he knew what was going on.
yeah.
So like he didn't take it too far, but yeah, he did want to win.
Yeah, he wanted to win, and I all respect to him for that. Like Nick was dope, super smart player, and he was just sound in all of his decision making. And I needed to overload a side and draw everything closer rather than spread out. That's probably the play I can do there to potentially win this game, but I think the dice just said no this time around, really, when it came down to it.
And honestly, that's just the reality that Monster Mash demons live in.
Yep.
If they can make the 4s,
die by the 4-up, right?
Yeah, if they can make the 4s, they're gonna just shit on stuff.
Yeah, and I got shit on, and that's okay. Like, it was a fun event overall. 4-4 for the both of us. Congratulations.
Yep. Thank you.
And to kind of just like wrap things up, let's kind of go over just a few notes for like takeaways and stuff. My big takeaways from my list is that I think the list actually is pretty good. For what it is, for having 12 Centurions in it, I thought it was fine. I could have won every game I played had I just made better decisions. And the movement of the Assault Centurions in particular require a very refined approach to the game. And you do have to be very planned out to enable to effectively use them, unless you're dragging them around in a transport, like a Thunderhawk, or not Thunderhawk, but the Storm Raven or a Land Raider. And then you're investing like almost 500 points to carry that unit around, in which case it's not the best. It's tough. So I think you can do really well with rapiding them. And had I done that in 2 of my night games more effectively, I think I win those games. pretty easily, in fact. So really like the list overall. Um, the bring it down and assassination combination going into these night lists, good and bad. For Ultramarines, if you don't have CP generation, it's actually kind of bad. Specifically Gladius, which
Yeah,
is a
because you
bit
want to go
CP
tactical.
hungry. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you kind of want to be tactical going into the match. I scored pretty much all of my secondary in every night game that I could, close to 40 points each time, regardless. But um, it made it harder not having access to that extra CP a turn. Um, it had I just played like Vindicator Ballistus spam like normal, I think that's an easy. Honestly, like I wouldn't have had much of an issue with most of the stuff I faced. So, so yeah, overall pretty good, but it would need a lot of practice to be great at.
Right. Yeah, it is a significantly more technical list than either of us even thought that it would be.
Yeah, it was a lot more, and I'm
So,
yeah, no regrets there
yeah.
though. I now
No,
understand
yeah.
why.
Right.
So what about
Yeah,
you
I
in
think
your
that's
list?
big. 15 incubi is too much.
Okay,
You just don't need it. I just don't need
makes
it. I
sense.
found it was literally every game that I was like, I just don't I just don't need this third squad. Like I
Does it
was
just
kind of
come
just
down to the beast packs then?
yes. Beast packs are unbelievable. I made the decision to not convert and paint and bring a beast pack, which I don't necessarily regret. But they're in my list now,
Yeah, they are.
and I will be making them
100%. We talked about
because
ways to convert them. We'll maybe talk about that next time.
we can talk about it next time because I will be working on it between now and then.
Yeah.
I have acquired most of it,
Good.
so yeah, they are insane. I'm assuming that they're going to go to Legends whenever we get our codex.
Most likely, yeah.
But being that we're not on the roadmap, I've got plenty of time.
Yeah, apparently the
So
rumor is we have until October before all the books are out.
wild.
Yeah. So,
We'll
speaking
see.
of speaking of, the meta is wild.
It is wild,
Terribly wild.
which I think is a thing that we'll talk about next week.
Yeah. I mean, let's just go over a couple stats here if you don't mind.
Sure. Yes. Oh no, there's stats. Yeah, go over the stats. That's math.
So Knights and Death Guard over the weekend collectively did like 60 had a 60% win rate on for almost all of them. At Tacoma specifically, the top 32 was like 80% Knights and Death Guard with a few standouts. If you look at the overall,
and those standouts are known, notable, talented players.
Yeah, like Jeff Jew on the new Tyranid detachment.
Yep.
And then we had like Death Guard with every kind of Death Guard list, regardless of whether it was good or not, having an incredible weekend. 24 or 41 Death Guard players were 5 or 3. Was 5 wins.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
It is insane.
Just a tidbit before we get into next week where we're going to jump into something different. Hopefully we'll bring on a guest. Maybe we'll see about maybe getting Jaden on about some beautiful paint. Do a Paint Gods episode. But we've been at this for nearly 2 hours. So let's go ahead and give all of you a break, and us too, by signing off. Thank you all so much for joining us. We welcome you, your questions, suggestions, comments, and topic requests in the comments. Please let us know if you want us to discuss anything. And if you ever see us at an event, come say hello. We'll give you a sticker.
We've got them.
All right, guys. We'll see you the next time at the Yop. Have a great one.
We'll see you around.